The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
And live we are. Hello, everyone. Hello, stream. Hello, chat. Hello, random ghost in the corner of my room I'm ignoring.
Give it snacks.
It already ate. It doesn't need any. Don't spoil your specters, everyone. Now, hi, I'm Maddox, and I am the ever magnanimous storyteller for Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass. And with me, as always, is my effervescent cast.
Hello, everyone. I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Priscilla Rowland, who's also known as Esmeralda the Aishu.
Hi, Cozy Core here. I am playing Eva Oakley, or Vravery the Satyr.
Judy Vadesh playing Honey Badger Swift, who is Honey Badger Swift, the red cap. Yay.
Oh, that's been the most subdued I've ever seen it.
Hi, everybody. Here.
I'm Revenant Sarkhan, and I do get to play the troll known as Oscar Holst or Sir Ridari, the Manticore's Bane.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Dread, and I'm playing the Clericon known as Blair Wilson or Asteron.
And when last we left our heroes, banality. That's probably the best way to describe when we last left our heroes. Banality. Between a very concerning case of autumn personage, possibly seeming to lean that direction. So sorry. For Ace's younger sister, Anne. To the point where it was actually pretty oppressive and even sent Esmeralda's boyfriend into a bit of a fit of nausea from being punched in the Arcadian dick by banality like they usually can be. And then it was a split between first the players split between meeting with a puka named the March Hare, who is one of the most informed people you will probably ever meet for the Denver Cathane. He just happens to get around and knows a lot. And then on the other side, why is my brain suddenly shutting down? I'm so sorry.
We went into court.
Yes, you absolutely did. And then there was even a side scene off of that where Ace went and talked to Family Dearest and even asked about their sister, who the bell was rang, but no sister was ever brought. So Ace never actually got to speak with her. We start this episode late at night Esmeralda, you can't really sleep. It's been a rough night of tossing and turning. Until from downstairs, only because it's so late and quiet can you hear it accurately. There is a click of a lock, a door being pushed in, a door being shut, a lock again, and then a slow trudge of hooves across flooring. And then Jolly, having this lazy, dopey smile with his eyes half closed, walks into your room and looks at you. You awake?
Of course I am.
Mind if I climb aboard?
Come on.
And he steps up onto the bed and then flops.
She
That
actually
place.
will lay beside him and basically hold him.
He does the weird goat lip thing where he moves it sort of like across your forehead. His version of forehead kisses, technically. That place sucks so badly. I nearly didn't get the floor plan memorized.
What'd you find?
A lot and a lot of nothing at the same time. It's banal. That's the first part you notice.
Yeah.
Starts fuck a foot before you get in the building. It was thick. I did some walking around down halls. Everything's really sterile and the same colors, so it's a little hard to stay concentrated on where you're going. You might have more luck at it than I did, but it took me a second to find my way. And there's staff, if you can call them that. It's sort of a skeleton crew right now. Heard something about more room in the budget for new hires.
Okay.
Something like that. So I don't think they have a whole lot of people with them just yet. There's also an elevator. And apparently people get upset when more than 2 buttons for a floor are pushed when they're taking a trip down. I don't see why. Elevators are fun. I swear, this guy was like, I swear I only hit 1 button. I'm like, well, yeah, dipshit, I hit the other 60. What's wrong with you? No, that's actually, I'm sorry, I can't even pull that one off. That's a joke. There weren't 60 floors. There's only like 2. There's the main floor, which is what I was on for most of it. And then I went down the elevator and, I got off on the 2nd floor, the below ground floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's an odd mix of glamour and banality in there on that 2nd floor.
Yeah.
The glamour was oppressive, as it was in the entire fucking building, but
You mean the banality was?
you can see how oppressive it was.
Yeah. And she just gently kind of ruffles his head a little bit.
He doesn't spit, but he still does the goat thing and like floofs your hair back out of your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked with a few chimera that were sort of loitering near the building. And this group has done impressive work to keep themselves out of scrutiny, because even most chimera are more it's just another banal thing. We just avoid it. They actually said that I was insane for going inside. So I kicked him out of the tree. But
Did they have any kith in the basement?
He shifts so that one of his eyes is looking directly into yours.
Mm-hmm.
This cannot get out to the wider world if I tell you.
Okay.
I pussed out.
Okay. That's fair.
That shit was...
What you did was incredibly brave, Shelley. I was terrified that it would destroy you.
If it helps, I dented the bumper on like 5 cars that were in the parking lot before I left.
I'm sure that made you feel a little better.
Well, it was good to kick something.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're cool with it, I think tomorrow I'd like to spend some time by the balefire.
Please do.
And then maybe take a vacation in the dreaming.
Please do.
Oh, and one last thing.
Yes.
What are you doing up? It's super fucking late. And he passes out on your pillow.
And now she can go to sleep because she had so much anxiety about her damn coat that she couldn't sleep. Because he's the only thing she's got left.
A good 4 days later, so it's 5 days from the previous episode in total. You all are meeting up at a shelf. Actually, a bar, but it's called The Shelf. It is not especially busy, it's not like early morning, but it's morning. It's still before noon when you all arrive. But you specifically became because Oscar heard that this was a night when Daniel would be working.
Let's check in with my boy.
And so, as you all enter through the doors, and I'm assuming either go to the bar or get yourselves a table.
Well, if I'm there first, I'll ask for a table. And I'll put like my jacket on the chair.
Easily provided.
I'll go to the bar to look for Daniel.
Okay. As you approach the bar, Daniel is there. You see at the moment he is just finishing grabbing handfuls of sliced lime and just putting it into a container. And then he takes the cutting board, chucks it into the sink, rinses it off and all that stuff, looks up. Oh, hey. Wow.
Daniel.
Oscar, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Been a minute.
How are your memories?
They're... what do you mean?
Have they returned?
Are they supposed to?
I was afraid of this. The group that I am with, managed to restore mine. You said you were a squire of mine. I was hoping that in my recollection, yours would return. If they haven't, and I reach out and grab his hand, Daniel, I release you from being my squire. If you don't have the memories to live up to that oath, I cannot burden you with them.
Okay. Can I admit something to you?
Please.
If I was supposed to feel an oath lift off of me, I haven't.
Weird. Do I remember if I made Daniel take the oath of fealty?
Shit, why don't you do me a quick little roll about it?
Ooh. First roll of the night, baby.
Let's go for intelligence or wits, and then God, what would be? Actually, no, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Intelligence, wits. That's what you're rolling me.
Oh, okay. My two
Because
stats.
I don't know skills that necessarily speak to memory, so I'm winging this one a bit.
Sure. What's my difficulty?
Standard.
So perfect. That's a 5, so that doesn't count. 2 successes.
But the more you think on it, yeah, there's no recollection of Daniel ever swearing the house oath. Or oath of squireship and fealty, any of that. You're not recalling that he ever actually was official.
Daniel, who told you you were my squire?
Just me, the little fragments I could remember.
Why wouldn't I make you take the oath? Especially given what I am. This is odd, Daniel.
You're telling me, sir.
No, don't call me that. I'm going to give him the number to Honey Badger's uncle. Right. He helped me with my memories. Maybe he can help you with yours.
All right. I'll look into it. And he sticks it in a back pocket on his pants and stuff. Oh, it looks like everyone else of your friends is coming in. Do you need to go greet them, or are you okay? Oh, do you want drinks?
I'm sure we will pick something. Thank you, Daniel.
Of course. I'll be here. It's just a lot of setup for morning shift.
Yeah. And I'll go to my table and just point at it as everybody's coming in.
Honey will move from the table she was sitting at with a book, a thick manual, and a spiral and a pen, and kind of just drop them like, wow, that was a long conversation.
Conversation.
Yeah. Watched you and Jan, Chuck.
I was checking to see if he got his memories back when mine were restored. He hasn't.
Oh. Ooh, that's a mood.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
He also didn't remember taking the fealty oath.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
He's not my squire.
Well, maybe it was before you guys kind of like agreed on it, but he didn't do the thing yet.
Not important right now.
Okay.
Look, I know what we had to go through to get you back to you.
I appreciate it.
And I'm not saying that, but he may have to go through something similar.
Always have a cast iron skillet if anyone needs and she'll pull it out of her backpack. Brain repreparations and adjustments. If it worked entangled.
Ace comes to the table with a drink. It's like, nah, the dreaming likes its quest. It's never going to be that simple.
It does.
S is actually drinking a cup of coffee this evening.
If it also helps, the bar does serve more than alcohol.
Yeah, she's drinking a cup of coffee.
Eva arrived with Rydell and Not. They go over to the bar, and I get something. I think, honestly, probably just a glass of lemon water, and I come back and sit down.
I didn't realize tonight was the night of no fun. very pointedly takes a drink from their alcoholic drink.
I was reading a book. I'm writing a syllabus.
What?
Syllabus. Do you know what a syllabus is?
I've never been on the city bus.
Syllabus. It's for college. I'm going to be teaching.
By choice?
With that, S's eyes get real big.
Like, have you always been a teacher?
No.
No,
Okay.
but
I'm glad I just wasn't missing this.
Yeah. Same.
Jolly starts quietly whistling Alice Cooper's Schools Out.
hey, look, I'm taking a lot of heat trying to do this. I'm trying to become an adjunct professor for the community college so I can push more people into auto mechanics and get more people into the shop to do the things that Ezzy does with the stories and shit. Inspire the crap. Make the kids want to do all the glamity glam.
I get it now, yes. Okay.
Wow. The congratulations is just so much at the moment. Yay.
Do the thing.
You will 100% do amazing at it. I just don't understand the school thing. It was never for me.
Oh, it wasn't for me. I don't have a degree. I only got a GAD.
And they're going to let you teach?
15 years work experience equals, apparently, 4-year degree. Who knew?
Hey, Oscar, we're finally agreeing on something.
Hey, when you can turn around and literally strip
These
a
are
car.
threatening times.
What?
These are interesting times.
I had to beat a motherfucker in fucking knowledge to drop this shit to prove that I knew exactly what to do to teach these kids. What?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Because you don't have a fucking fancy degree doesn't mean you can't turn around and teach people.
Oh,
We never said that.
Okay, cool.
Jolly leans forward a little bit and says, to be fair, I have like 6 PhDs and 4 doctorates. They're not that hard to get.
Whatever, drug lord. Go peddle your shit.
Again, do you guys not know? We got taken over. I thought I told this story. He hasn't told this story. He has not shared a damn thing with you all.
Dude, only in your dreams have you shared that fucking story.
Yeah, you haven't said shit.
No, I'm pretty sure I kept it a secret there too.
Yeah. She smacks him upside the back of his
smoke
head.
your ass.
As he sees it coming in angles just enough where you smack his horn instead of him, so it kind of just stings your hand.
Well, when she smacks the horn, she'll actually grab it and kind of shake it just a little bit. Kind of like pulling the ear of a kid, you know?
Yep.
He huffs and starts walking around the bar looking at what people are drinking and talking about.
Yeah. Go lay in your land, my guy.
What did you discover at the court?
Well, Ace pulls out their phone and then sends the group a text message. That's a picture of the map that they have in the back room area that has all the locations that they've seen the cars, where people have been kidnapped, the freeholds, all of it.
You all have seen enough fantasy movies to recognize a war room.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her Tony's been in them. Well,
So a
thanks for the map.
number of people did not give up their freeholds to your mom.
No. Also, I don't think she's going to have power much. Well, this case is be problematic. My dad's under one too, as is my brother.
Motherfucker. Is there anyone she doesn't have it under besides you, of course?
Hard to say.
Well,
would you know if you were under one?
I found out no, I don't have. Well, no. I guess when you start talking about certain things, you can't say shit.
Ace is now questioning whether their mom ever did it to them.
Could be something to look into.
I mean, we can start asking you questions, and when you get to the point you can't answer, then we know you got one.
We all know what questions to ask. But I also looked at the throne. Didn't say anything. What did you find, honey?
Some people don't like donuts. I was very disturbed. I did eat them, Ferrari. Trust me, they did not go to waste. But I thank you for all of the goodness that you gave us. We met some dude, Valerian. He was told to move from Maine to here because of the house.
What house?
Leo.
Yeah, that one.
I don't think that they think Mother can handle it much longer. You're right, as making very poor decisions.
Yeah. Apparently there's only 2 people that are missing. Apparently Shar never came back, Oski, so we need to go find her.
If she's still with us.
Fingers crossed.
2 people missing. Doesn't the map
Nobles.
show like more Nobles? Okay.
Sorry.
You know, with
bad.
some, that's the only thing they consider people.
Yeah, sadly enough.
And as you all think about it, you do realize one small discrepancy that your storyteller forgot to point out. It was 3 nobles because it was Charlotte and then the 2 Liam She.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I got more. You got Lady Tanya Lear, I think it was, or Lair, I don't know. And then Squire Alfred from House Ileo, ironically enough, they're disappeared. Only those 3. My bad.
Those almost seem unrelated. Like they could be unrelated. Like I could see Mother doing those just for her political motivations. That seems very targeted. Liam to help my sister. Ileo if someone else was a threat. And then Charlotte was
the holder of the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Char's been missing since like what? Yeah, just after we
cowed. She was the first to go.
She was the first to go.
After we took care of Duke Nukem.
Before we ever dealt with the Duke, she was missing.
Yeah. But I have a feeling she had to be taken out first before your mom could do the waltz of I want everything, all turn it to me.
Jolly, of course, did go visit the location.
He walks back over at this point, by the way.
And there's something in the basement. Because the place is oppressively banal, except there's also significant glamour in the basement.
It's kind of like if you guys left a shark in a 5 foot by 5 foot by 5 foot box. It's impressive and wild, but can't really move around. And the banality was by the end, so I didn't go any further.
The glamour could be the Fae.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think they're holding people in the basement.
That seems like a pretty strong signature.
Considering storyteller about how many commoners so far?
Let me, for no
at least
particular
8
reason,
or 10, maybe more.
For no particular reason, let me just real quick check some notes I have.
Could you not sense the glamour from the outside, Jolly?
No.
Interesting.
The banality suppresses it.
Seriously, yeah. I measured it. A foot before you get in the front door, you're hit with the banality of it all.
That's oddly specific.
It's very intense and strong.
It's designed that way, I bet.
It's the same intensity of banality as a goddamn hospital.
Even those aren't that terrible because at least they have some color in them, especially in the children's wards.
I haven't gone to go seek out banality, so I don't know the nuances, but I would think that it wouldn't just be like a wall of it. I imagined it would ebb and flow. Is the wall idea something to be, or the fact that it is a wall something to be concerned about?
It's
Glam-
more just how concentrated and solid it felt as I walked through it, more than anything.
Glamour can be cultivated. Why not banality as well? They might be doing something to make sure that it is not ebbing and flowing, but constant.
Well, they're just getting ready to hire more people.
Who here has the highest rank in Greymare?
Oh, I think it might be me. I got 3.
I think that is. I have 2.
Yeah, I got
I only
2.
have 2.
So me and Oscar.
No, I got 2.
Oh, you got 2? Okay, yeah, so I got 3.
As you would know that Ace's whole comment about sorry, not Ace's, but rather the comment about if glamour can do it, why can't banality?
Mm-hmm.
As also then recalls information on there are like banal treasures too. That's another thing that banality has done to things.
I mean, there are even treasures that are banal.
I guess that's my point. Is it seems like something very intentional rather than just a side effect.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, look at what they're capturing. Look at what
Yes.
they're probably trying to figure out and dissect in their ways to dismantle.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to be sick.
Yeah.
I hate
are
to
you?
bring this up, Ace, but what would this place do to Anne?
I mean, I feel like it would
Would she thrive in it?
find thrive. By whose definition?
Is thrive even a good word to use?
I feel like it would make her more banal. I don't want her anywhere near it.
Yeah, that's a frightening thought.
Yeah. She's already incredibly banal for an 8-year-old.
Too banal.
Bray, how are you holding up?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm going to be sick. Give me a moment. She kind of just like,
Vray, as you shift around, you see that there are 2 other satyrs whose eyes are locked unblinking on you as you are shifting around. Like, do we need to go? Is everything good? Immediately, Not and Rydell are like laser focused on you from the bar.
I gotta just, okay, just order me some fries, please.
They turn and speak to Daniel, and he just nods and heads back to the kitchen.
Jolly, how is our cubed butterfly friend?
Well, we both got out fine. But it's I guess napping would be the best way to describe it. Just give him like a week or 2.
I'll put out some sugar.
No offense to it, but it's a cube and I'm a goat. There's a bit of a disparity.
You're
in
a
who's better
hardy
at this
thing, I
sort.
know.
Yeah. It takes honing and skill to become as big of a badass as I am, okay? I can't expect
trust,
everyone
your
to just already be
reputation
there.
precedes. I mentioned
the
you to the
drugs.
March Hare.
Well, yeah, he was one of my clients.
He's like, you know that goat? And I'm like, yeah, that's mine.
He didn't happen to remember about any money I owed him, did
Yeah,
he?
he did. He says you owe him 500.
Fuck. I thought he would have forgotten that.
He
God
will
damn it.
never forget. Fucking pay him.
Hey, Esmeralda, can I borrow $500?
No, you can't. You're going to go make the money for yourself.
Sounds like you're dealing again.
Start another gang.
Ooh, actually, I could. I'll think on it. And he just sits for a second.
No.
But yeah, we spoke with the March Hare. He's going to be looking into things and sending word. Jolly, expect to hear from Chimera with word from him. So.
Good enough.
And if the information's good, I'll be teaching some of his kids how to dance.
I can tell you this much, S. You're going to be teaching his kids how to dance.
I figured as much. I don't offer things unless I plan on delivering.
In every great gang, you need someone who's smarter than the leader. Guess who I got for that?
Yeah.
All of us.
Well, most of you. I'd say a good 60% at minimum.
Of you? Yeah, I can totally see it.
And in record time, lovely, perfectly salted fries are set in front of you, Vrevari. Daniel has also set out a shot glass, which is full of a pink liquid with a sticky note attached that says Pepto if you need it. And then he heads back to the bar. Because boggins are helpful. It's their nature.
Ray just kind of pushes the fries into the middle. Go ahead and help yourselves, and then grabs a handful. Just like,
I'll take a fry.
Yes, we'll take a fry too.
So what do we want to do now?
Honestly, I'm of the opinion that if the nobles want to act like they're going to try to save the fucking day, let them try.
I don't know if they are going to.
I doubt they will, but you know what? They wanted to keep their meeting secret. They're wanting to go around and ask commoners to help now. I've caught word as I've been getting around.
That was only one of them. That wasn't. The rest had to go along with it because the gays.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make them look good, does it?
You've seen more than any of us, Ace. How would you imagine your mother reacting to this news, to this information?
Which information exactly? Because I got this information from her.
No, about the facility.
The building with the glamour.
I don't think she'd do anything. I think she'd wait for someone else to take action.
Yeah, well, I'm not saving your mother's ass.
Speaking of, as Jolly reaches forward and takes a fry and just slowly chews it down. So I'm worried about the cameras in that place. I swear one of them was like tracking me across a hallway for a second as I was moving around.
Really?
That was kind of, yeah, I couldn't tell you when I told you the first time because I'll admit I was kind of tired when I got back.
Yeah, no, you were exhausted.
But yeah, no. And then there was like, I saw at one point this like small team get deployed, like 4 guys in sort of like white uniforms, kind of look like orderlies.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them reached over to a table before he hopped in the back of the van and they drove off. But it was like, he actually lifts his hooves up. It was kind of, bigger than like one of those like old style walkie-talkies that you used to see.
Mm-hmm.
They had him in that TV show we watched a little while ago as MASH.
Yeah.
Sort of like that. It had an antenna and stuff, but a screen and like a radar sort of thing. Very official looking. But that was another thing that they were just collecting. So just some weird technology that I happened to notice, which was a camera that
seemed to track you.
Or it was just following along. It's not like it wasn't on a set path already. But I don't know.
So they've got a tracking sonar weapon or a tracking sonar thing that can track us.
Or the glamour.
I don't like the sound of that.
I should also say, for how banal the place is, the fact that I could feel as much glamour as I did downstairs.
That's a lot.
If
Yeah.
that's just Kithane, there's a lot more than you guys have seen go missing, and I don't think that significant of a number would go as unnoticed as this is.
You think they have Chimera too?
I'd say it's good to assume anything at this point. I wouldn't put it past it with what I saw and felt.
Would a Trod put off that much glamour?
Could,
Yeah,
if it's open.
It could if
A
it's
lot
open.
of Trods are shut is the real problem, so I don't know how the shut ones would behave.
But they've been coming back. We've seen that.
It's also harder for entrances to the dreaming to exist for extended time in banal spaces. So if it's there, it probably just opened recently. I'm not sure if that's what it is.
It's hard to know. But I'm going to tell you, commoners have lost a lot more than the nobles have. And I'm inclined to side with the commoners.
I'm not saying don't side with the commoners. I think siding with the commoners means we don't wait for the nobles and we get our people back.
Well, maybe we talk to them and find out what they want.
I've got several neighborhood groups already going around making sure people are safe around your place too, Ez.
Honey, I'm going to need a favor.
Okay.
Since I'm not allowed at the Best Inn, I need you to get something made for me from Augie.
Sure.
I'm going in. I need to do what I can for the people that they've taken. I can't sit here and just wait, no offense, Ace, for the Duchess to do something that she probably would never do.
Oh, I was saying we should go in. I don't think we should wait either.
Cool. I was thinking maybe I'm glad that you brought up the Beston. I was thinking about maybe going to the Knockers and asking about that that technology and seeing if they can reproduce it or create it to see what they're actually tracking. That way we know what they're looking for. That way I can tell the neighborhood who watches. And thanks for you giving me a map for the rest of the commoner freeholds. I could turn around and get those neighborhood watches going so we can protect all of those and maybe find out what's going on. See if they've got something. If anyone's left. Knockers would know more than me about some of this shit. I can go talk to him, talk to Aggie.
I have to call Madeline.
Well, you're not going in now. I gotta
No, but it would help if I had a squire, and Madeline is a hero reborn. She would be great on our side.
Okay, I mean, I could get my uncle to talk to Daniel real fast if you need.
We might be able to get some nobles on board. They clearly aren't all in agreement.
I'm not all in agreement.
Besides you.
Yeah, neither am I.
But there are, for example, my other people in that very war room weren't in agreement.
Where is Embra?
Mm-hmm.
She got the text.
I can text Simon, see if he's seen her over at the thing, and she'll pick up her phone and text Simon to say, hey, do you see Emma over at the court?
Okay. You don't get an immediate response.
While we're waiting for the response, I look at S. This movement is going to need a face. Is Lord Vincent willing? I hate to ask it of you and him, but he is the most charismatic.
He's his own man. He can choose what he wants to do. We can go ask him. We need to ask him about getting in to see the Dantain anyway.
Jolly looks over at you, Oscar. What, you don't want me to be the face of this whole operation?
No.
It would be
I
like
could do it
me
well.
being the face of the operation.
Yeah, someone who would do a good job with it.
Oh, I'm
I could do it.
sure. But I'm also, based on this feudalistic nobility structure, considered a commoner.
I'll do it.
I
I'll be
mean-
the face.
I'm the closest commoner to a noble there is.
I got the title. I can back you up.
Or does it even need a face?
Everything needs a face.
Who's going to say no to you and then me backing you up?
I'm concerned that you being the face, Ace, would put you against your mother in a way that you haven't been put before. Is this a road you want to go down?
Yes.
You have my axe.
It is my very nature to be a scourge on authority.
I'm kind of one of those too, but I got the backing for you. So
I mean, you can do it if you want. I don't care.
Look, you want to be the commoner face? By all means, I'm here for you. I'm saying that as a noble, I will back you up so that people can't say that you're lone dogging this alone. You've got backup from nobility.
Me as well.
Yeah, okay, you got two.
What do you two think? Or want?
Right?
I definitely think that something like this should not, like, don't get me wrong. I want to know what's going on. Like, part of me is like just wanting to like dream portal in somehow if possible and just see what's going on. But I know that that's can't do that. So, but my curiosity, I want to know what's going on down there. I want to know what's causing the banality. Like, I want to know. But I'm also wary of just charging in. Like, we need
Information.
yeah. And yeah, maybe there's something that we're missing. I don't know.
That's totally possible.
That's why I really wanted to talk to the March Hare. Because if there's something we're missing, he'll find it.
Okay, so waiting.
For now.
Speaking of waiting, on the lip of Esmeralda's coffee mug, there is now standing a crow that you recognize, S.
Now I can't drink that.
It steps 1 foot down, then the other, takes a few steps back, looks at the coffee, looks at you. Jolly like leans over and whispers something at the crow, and the crow just sort of looks at him. Apparently their feet are clean.
I don't care. I can't drink that now. And she will raise a hand up to Daniel, say, can I get another coffee, please?
He nods, reaches down under the bar, and comes up with a steaming mug of coffee and walks it over to you.
There are certain things that Esmeralda, Priscilla just doesn't do. And that's one of them.
And yet Chimera are going to Chimera
I know.
regardless.
And she looks at the crow and says, okay, what you got?
Lifts up its foot and taps it twice on the table.
What does that mean, storyteller?
Because
Because she would know by now.
By now, that indicates I've got 2 things for you.
Okay. And have they been working with the letter blocks.
It's been slow. So far, you've gotten... They've managed to communicate properly that their name starts with an L.
Okay.
But
it's real
seems like
slow with the blocks.
It seems like there's also some sort of mental block with like arranging them in the right way.
Okay.
Because it seems like they can get so far and
then it just stops.
Get distracted, or usually if they focus on it for a while, it ends up then there's a lot more bird activity than intelligent activity for a while. So that's the trick you've noticed so far.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you've got two things for us.
And coughs out a completely dry little small scroll tied with a red ribbon.
Okay, she takes the scroll out and unwraps it.
And it says, Esmeralda, I am known as Luna. It is a pleasure to meet you officially. I cannot communicate everything. Iago was the one to write this for me. We have figured something out that you can help with. I, like you, am Ishu. Below is a list of items. Should you procure these for me, I can return to my actual form. Would you be willing to help? ? And then there's a checkbox for yes and no.
She takes a pen out of her bag, looks at the crow, and says, of course the answer is yes. And she just checks it.
There is, by the way, you are Cathane. You would notice if contract was placed on this at all.
Yeah,
it is not.
It's not.
It is a slip of paper.
Yeah.
The list is something a little more interesting for you.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, you feel an odd sense of serendipity to pay attention to this list.
Of course I do.
Ingredient 1. A crazy story. And crazy is double underlined and written in bold.
Okay.
And then there's also parentheses of must be true.
Okay.
Next is a pair of running shoes just past their prime.
Okay.
And then the last one is a walking implement used for many, many travelers.
Okay.
And then there's a note underneath of should you accept, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're more connected than you know, winky face. And the crow then looks at you and then taps its foot to indicate, now there's one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, Ez is more used to. As the crow gives a little shake, you will see the feathers puff out. And then it looks up at you. Esmeralda, the dreaming is progressing. There is change. I can't say if it's for good or for ill. It is still a disturbing reaction, but I'm no longer hearing anguish and screaming. Now it seems to be more boredom.
Oh, that's not good.
Someone yawning after a lot of excitement.
Oh, that's not good at all.
And then the bird bobs its head in a nod like, yeah, that's not good. You're right.
That's not good.
And then tilts its head because you can then reply to Iago and the bird will fly through the dreaming and get back to him.
She gently strokes the bird and says, of course, I will do all I can to help. And says, thank you, Iago. I will be in touch soon.
The bird nods and taps their beak a few times to make sure that they got the message right.
Mm-hmm.
And then gives one last look, like pointed sort of indication with the beak to the slip of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then only because it's Chimera can you tell easily as the bird goes and then flies off. You will watch it fly through the ceiling, but it's a Chimera. Who knows what the fuck they want to do.
Good news?
Oh, you all heard the voice portion.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I have a stick I can offer from one of the parks.
I got running shoes past their prime. Trust me.
Well, I'm not so sure. Is it a stick that was used for walking for many travelers?
It is. There are several walking aids that we have if people are unprepared for the hikes.
Excellent. I'll take that. And as far as a crazy story, and she looks at Vray, let me know when my croquembouche is done. I will give the craziest story they've ever heard.
Valid.
Are the crocodile bush is done? Or do we need more time?
I want to try Cocoa Bush.
They are. It is in the fridge as we speak.
Excellent. Excellent. So I
wanna
will
ask-
pick that up.
I want to ask what the story is, but I feel like it'll be better if it's a surprise. Do we need to prepare anything? Or I guess, do you want us involved in said story?
I am going to charm a demon horse into remembering that it isn't a demon horse. It was a beautiful dream.
Take some.
Hey, well, I gotta see this.
I'm so here for this.
And hopefully, when I apply it with sweet treats as I tell it the story to make it remember what it really is, it will allow me to ride him.
That is a crazy story.
Yes, but we are extraordinary creatures, are we not, Sir Radari? Is it not only our
Always in the
nature, but
title.
our duty to do extraordinary things?
You know what might be crazier if you're trying to write it while you're trying to convince it. So it's like bull riding.
It just drops onto the back from on top of a building or something, carrying croquembouche on the right hand. Now listen to me, you fucking hey, stand still.
The record is 8 seconds, or so I'm told.
That's not my way. That's your way, Ace.
Although, just as your humble storyteller, I should let you know, slowing it down before you talk to it would probably be
That's
a
the
useful
plan.
thing.
That's the plan.
That's the one trick.
So, I was fully prepared to do this myself because I wasn't sure I would have support. I fully expected folks to look at me like I've lost my damn mind.
They don't know you.
And even if you had, meh.
There's worse things to lose. But
I'm glad that you will not be alone, given what's happening. And
I welcome anyone who wishes to participate.
If Vray and Honey are going with you, then I think this is a good time for Ace and I to sit down and build bridges.
Wait, so I don't get to go?
You're missing
you
out
want
on
to
all the
go.
funnies.
You can.
Oscar, you and I better have a good story then afterwards. It's got to be that good.
There won't be any demon horses, but it will be good.
Okay. You owe me.
I mean, she looks to Radari and says, "You slew a manticore. I've got to top that."
Well, whatever we're going to do is going to top what you're doing.
Awesome. Get it done. And then tell me the story so I can spread it around.
Oscar, you're not going to do what I think you're going to do.
We'll see what we do.
Okay. It was why I think it's a really bad idea, but I will so totally do it with you.
I know.
And the crow's name is Luna.
It's a nice name.
That explains the owl.
It's actually an
Love it.
issue.
Oh,
These items are to help them return to themselves. So yes, I will fucking charm a demon horse and ride it.
It's a noble quest.
to save one of my people.
I'm down. When we do it.
Whenever the crocambouche is ready.
Sorry. We need the
Sounds like
cookie
you
bush.
just gotta go pick it up.
Yeah.
I
We can
will
go
be
pick it
there bright and early to pick it up. But yeah, I'll be there bright and early. So whoever's going with me.
Fuck yeah!
Where should we meet up, Oscar?
Let me see. And I text Madeline if she's busy.
I didn't even call you Uncle Oski as a gesture of good faith.
I don't know where that came from to begin with.
Oscar, the text comes back from Madeline about as soon as you sent yours out, but it's a response, but it's also a question. Oh,
Nope.
That was my bad.
quick little UI flicker. Please ignore
Yeah.
that. Gremlins occasionally can infest
We
anything.
pulled a
It's fine.
Shanky.
Who's got the Skycraft on?
But it says, yeah, I'm free to meet up. Can I ask you some questions when we get there? And the text seemed a bit rushed because there's a couple spots where it doesn't have spaces between words.
Yeah.
Cool, great,
Oh.
thank you.
And I just put the usual question mark.
And then there's like a second, and then it's freaking out, but in a good way, question mark.
Just send back a happy face. And then I just look at Ace. I'm going to meet with Madeline now. So I'll text you if I have a squire or not. And then we can take it from there.
Sounds good. Let me know if I need to pull together any resources.
What were the 3 knockers you were infatuated with?
I don't know if I'd call them infatuated. They were just fun. But I can contact them, sure.
Red caps.
Oh, you're
Red
right, red caps.
Yeah.
We were talking
See-
about the same people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kith in this game. It's fine.
Yeah. See if they're willing to help us.
Yeah.
It might be a good group to get involved with this.
Should I see if there are any weapons available in the freehold?
Surprise me.
Do you want weapons?
Who knows what I can find there?
I mean, true, but I got some if you need some.
Maybe. I'll let you know tomorrow. Well, tonight, I guess, since y'all are writing things tomorrow.
You're a dagger girl, right? Kind of knife.
Whatever you give me. I mean, like, whatever's fun. Give me a baseball bat with nails in it. I don't care.
She
Whatever's
pulls out.
fun is such a Cluricon answer. I'm sorry.
You're
sorry. Continue, honey.
You're fine. She'll pull out. It looks like a well-worn leather roll, and she will unroll it and then spread it out. And it's from Yay Knife. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. I mean, yay knife to itty bitty tiny knife, and she'll let AC all of it, and then she'll go roll it back up and hand it and say, "It's tried and true for me. It'll work for you."
Awesome.
Don't forget to talk to Aggie. We're going to need something to stave off that banality.
Maybe some armor against it.
That would be nice.
Hey, Shu. Got tons of ideas.
Daniel loops back around the table and refills what needs refilling, takes what needs taking. And unless you all have anything else that you would like to do immediately, I believe this would be a fine place to go to break, but I'm already seeing some hesitance from a couple cast members.
Is there
Hey,
something
Ace.
someone wants to do?
Ace is just going to send a quick text off to their sister. sister and Bella and Ed to see if their mom is at home.
Your sister's the one that responds. No.
Okay.
And then you get a follow-up response of, she's in a meeting.
Damn. Thanks.
Honey will
Welcome.
also check her text to see if Simon's answered.
Simon has sent back a nice, lovely little paragraph. You most likely cannot find her because a delegation from House Fiona has just arrived in town. She was summoned to speak on behalf of the lone representative within the city at the time. She has been called away for official duties.
Honey just verbal vomits back what she just got.
All right. At least she hasn't been captured.
She'll say thanks, heart, winky face.
Winky face, heart, Dracula fangs.
Eggplant.
Peach.
Heart, kissy face.
All right. Real quick text that S is sending to Vincent.
Mm.
Want to do breakfast at the bakery tomorrow morning early?
There's about 30 seconds before a sounds lovely. Sounds lovely. He didn't typo. He's not that bad at typing. Sounds lovely. I'm buying ?
If you want.
Okay. Winky face.
So that's all she's doing. And then she'll say goodnight to everyone, and her and Jolly will leave.
Is there any last little things that anyone wishes to do before break starts? All right. Then we shall see you all in 10 minutes.
All right.
And we're back. Yeah, speaking of Crocodile Bush, okay. Hi, everyone. In the first half, the cast and characters had a lovely discussion, collaborating all the stuff that they'd all learned and gathered throughout their time from the last episode to this one. And at this moment, we now first find Esmeralda. You said you were meeting Vincent at a bakery.
Yes, very early for breakfast. Because she's picking up her croquembouche.
You get there, and he's waiting with a table and coffee and pastries already.
Fantastic.
Sitting and waiting.
Fantastic. And she sits down and says, "Good morning."
Good morning, as he takes a sip of his coffee.
Have a busy day today?
All of my busy happens after dark this time around. There's a bat chimera that wanted to meet and speak with me.
Oh.
So you have to accommodate for certain types of... what I was going to say doesn't match what I mean to say. Never mind. And even that, unlike your storyteller, he didn't stutter and slip over his words. They just flowed.
Yeah.
As soon as he realized, it was within seconds that he corrected himself.
Yeah.
The perfection really is infinite, and it's kind of
I know.
obnoxious.
It's almost annoying. But yeah.
It's almost a total pain. Almost.
Well, I do have a slightly busy day. Yeah.
And what would that entail as he takes another sip?
And she takes, she washes down, she takes a quick bite of her pastry and washes it down with some coffee and says, well, first I'm picking up a giant croquembouche here.
Incredibly French of you.
Well, my grandfather was from Paris. And I am going to try to intercept Lucifer, charm it, And possibly write it.
It was hot.
Yeah, that's what it was. She just
He didn't spill any of it.
and she just takes a sip of her coffee. I have to find a truly crazy story for a quest.
Well, that certainly applies. This is going to sound insulting. I do not mean it as such. Have you taken precaution?
Yes.
And you do actually see his shoulders drop a few inches when she says
I won't
it.
be alone.
Excellent. Because I will admit, and he like rubs his shoulder, Lucifer smarts.
I know. Luckily, I can heal if that's the case. But she does open her bag at that point and says, but just in case the worst happens, I'm usually not that unlucky, but just in case, I want you to have something. And she passes over a little box.
He will examine the box first. Is there wrapping, or is it just a very decorative box?
It's a very decorative box with a lid.
He will then gently remove the lid and set it on the table next to it and look inside.
And inside is an antique compass from the British Raj in India. And when he opens it, he will see engraved inside, it has, "May this lead you to your heart's desire." And she says, "A little piece of me so that you can find your joy."
Piece of you. And he'll reach in and pick up the compass and look at it. What does this mean? And he'll tilt the compass so it's more facing flat so you can see it.
Okay, she looks at it. It's spinning around.
In a complete circle.
Mm-hmm. And she says, "Your heart hasn't figured out what it desires yet, but when it does, that will lead you to it."
He delicately sets it back in the box and then turns, stands up, and gives you a hug.
Mm-hmm. She hugs him back.
Thank you so very much.
Of course.
Rilin, could you do me a favor and roll perception empathy?
Yes.
Difficulty 8.
Okie dokie. Does detail-oriented apply? I didn't see you. Does it?
Fucking muted. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I will also spend a willpower for a success.
Certainly.
That is 4.
He tamped it down very quickly. But he was upset. Not at anything you did, but almost like it was aimed inward. But it, in a blink, it's gone. The only reason you noticed it is because you notice specifically small details.
Yes, I do. And she just smiles at him brightly and says, "It's okay."
I hate when you do that.
No, you don't.
No.
Not even a little bit.
I hate being called out. I hate also to express my true opinions is often ill-advised.
Why?
Because even though I am not entrenched as other houses are, I'm still far enough into the political scene to know that I can't just be genuine.
Well, that's
Not in the way-
unfortunate.
Not in the ways I'm sure I'd actually prefer to. Because you never know what errant opinion is suddenly made you persona non grata.
That is quite unfortunate.
And I guess this just cemented a few other. I'm just not very pleased with myself at the moment.
Vincent, it is okay. You have to grow as well. And eventually, one day, you'll figure it out.
Sorry, the storyteller had to roll something.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to know, I enjoy your company. But if this isn't anything, eventually, it just isn't. I would be delusional if, as an Aishu, I thought I was destined for forever with anything.
At that, he actually does give an acknowledging nod of, no, that's actually a fair point.
I have been growing comfortable taking each day as it comes. But I want you to find your joy, because sometimes I think you miss it.
He doesn't respond, but just drains the last half a cup of coffee that he has in one gulp.
And I expect fully to come back, hail, after this adventure. But
truly, I don't actually expect you to come back any other way except hail from this adventure.
But just
more
in
just worried
case,
about the
just in
reputation
case
you
I'm
acquire
laid
from
up
it.
for months or something because I've had the snot whacked out of me, I wanted you to have something.
If you would like, I can probably pull strings, get you discharged so you can sleep in your own balefire and recover far faster than any human medicine could ever provide you.
We'll see if I need it.
Well, and he glances down at the compass again. It's pretty clear that as much as he appreciates and loves the gift, it's also rattled him.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that you're at least around for the day that it stops spinning.
I would love to be there for that. And I'll help you find it.
He gives a nod. And that feels like a fantastic spot to transition. So, Oscar, you and Ace are meeting Madeline where?
Well, I'm meeting Madeline by myself.
You're meeting
Ace.
Madeline first and then going to Ace. I
Yes.
see. Okay, so where are you meeting Madeline?
I think our usual is a park, just opposite or down the street from a Cosmos Pizza. I think I always bring like a half pie for me, half pie for her.
Okay.
Mine is very simple pepperoni and sausage, and then hers is just this wild, extravagant, kind of like vegetarian, only veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Real big difference.
She's sitting at the same bench that you guys always meet at and all that stuff. Today it just seems to be simple pants, shirt, jacket, nothing too extravagant.
Come over, sit down next to her, and open the box. The usual.
She she almost says hi and then, oh, wow, that smells good. She,
Again?
without even like thinking, just reaches forward and takes a slice and starts eating.
How are things?
Wow, I needed that. Things. And I need to do a willpower roll for her here. That's what I expected. Things are how do we date? Like fairies. How do we date? Can we date?
Yes.
Do I like have to not date humans or anything like that? Like, do I poison them? I don't know the rules.
Madeline, you're a troll, not a monster. You can date.
She smirks and gives a, you realize what you just said, right?
You can date a human. You have a human seeming to yourself.
I know, but okay, can I just explain, please? This has been eating at me for like a week now.
Yes, go ahead. I'll take a slice.
Okay, so in one of my college courses, there's this girl, and she is so funny and really inspiring, and so she's great.
Is this the girl you swore an oath to? Or a different girl?
Yes. It's been going kind of well. I haven't felt any need to go against it or anything like that. If anything, anytime I think about going against it, I just sort of panic sweat. But her and she like hurriedly takes like 3 bites in one bite because she's a troll and you guys tend to eat a lot. She's also like, I don't know. There's this weird thing with her dad. I met him once when he picked her up for taking her home for dinner or something like that. And I was only next to him for not even a minute. And I felt less than by the time I was done.
Banality.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that, at least from what people explained it as.
The antithesis of what we are.
Her name is Leah.
That's a pretty name.
You should see the girl that it's attached to.
One day.
But yeah, her dad is hard to be around.
Some can be that way. People that are jaded and that have been ground by the machine of society can become banal.
She said he didn't used to be that way, but she said he took some job opportunities and I guess sort of lost time for everything.
It's a sad truth of a lot of people, Madeline.
Yeah. Apparently he's like running some new psychological center that's been established or something like that. I don't know exactly.
Where?
Oh, it's sort of in downtown. I think it's called Bellerophon. I think that's right.
Madeline, I wanted to talk to you because I got my memories back.
Well, that's awesome. I remember you were really stressed about that.
I also wanted to set up a meeting, a kind of dinner date, to meet this woman that you have sworn an oath to and for you to meet my wife.
Right. You are married.
To a Wolpertinger.
That sounds German.
I don't question it.
I guess I'll find out what that is when I meet her.
She's Fae, Madeline, like us.
Okay.
So it'll be good for you to be amongst others and for Leah to be amongst your people. Does she give you banal feelings?
Not at all. Her and I have sat up late at night sort of talking
Good.
about a whole bunch of things.
Might be good to get an outing with Leah and her family and my wife and I and some of my associates that you've met.
Her family might be a little tricky. I think for the most part, it's just her and her dad.
Did he notice anything about you?
Not so much.
He didn't say anything strange?
No. Sorry, an out of my control gremlin made some noise, so I had to mute my mic.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Sorry, actually, Will, would you please repeat the last thing you said?
Has he noticed anything or said anything strange around you?
No, well, honestly, the only way I've ever really found to describe what kind of banal people are is he's painfully normal.
Do you have his name? Something of his business card?
Oh, yeah. No, he gave me his business card and she holds it out to you. And it's black business card, white writing, Times New Roman font, Dr. Cassius Wright.
Can I keep this Madeline for the next few days?
Oh, yeah. I already got his number plugged into my phone and everything, so I'm good.
Do me a favor, and I'll make sure that she has the rest of the pizza box to herself. If you're going to meet with him again, tell me first so I can be abreast of where you are and what you're doing. I'm not entirely sure, but this Bellerophon might be dangerous to our kind.
Okay.
I wanted to come here to ask you to be my squire, but your life is in danger, and that takes more precedence than me wanting to help you be the best version of yourself.
My life is in danger.
Maybe.
Oscar, you're a really great friend, but you've got to stop burying the lead.
I mean, I told you that his company is dangerous to our kind.
Yes, but lead with that next time.
I did.
Oh, I also it's just a small thing, but I thought you'd like it. She hands you a small like sort of ream almost of like paper, but it's like the size of like one of those flip books. Open it up. Take a look inside, see what you see.
First page.
It is a booklet of a series of different types of stickers. There is a variety pack. So there is a lot of the different things that are represented.
Stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I've just sort of found myself putting them on everything. So figured I'd give some to some friends. And you're one of the friends.
Thank you. Madeline, is this a you thing or is this a Brindle thing?
Me, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
It's easier to keep myself separate from him now that I've had some time.
Them.
I won't lie, though. He does leak through.
They will. And it helps not to think of him as a him anymore, since he's part of you.
Think of him as a story. That's what a lot of people have been telling me. I met this really nice woman who has been helping, like, coach me through some stuff. Her name is Doris.
No, I know the woman.
I met her at court one evening, and she invited me back for dinner, and I suddenly was in her house.
That is a good egg. Pay close attention to what Doris says.
She said, and I quote, "Dear, don't worry, all Boggins are like me." But I don't know if that's entirely true. She seems pretty great.
They're good Boggins. Daniel at the shelf is a good Boggin.
I feel like I've heard that name. Well, I guess I have a lot more to think about now.
Yeah. Again, let me know if you meet with him. Try not to be by yourself.
Yeah.
And if you need more Brindle, come to me. Don't be afraid to come to me.
Oscar, just because I, as your storyteller, cannot recall, have you given Madeline the staff yet, or is it still at your?
Yeah,
okay.
I gave it to her
she
last
does
evening.
have it. Okay, just making sure. Couldn't recall. All right. Well, if worse comes to worse, I do also have the staff, which I haven't lost step in how to use it, I guess.
Good.
It's a little weird to use something I don't remember learning.
You get used to it. Muscle memory is fantastic in that way.
Well, thank you for telling me all of this.
Yeah, of course.
And you stay safe too, okay?
I'll try.
As she stands up, she usually goes in for a hug, but you actually feel her hand reach down and grasp yours across the forearm. And as you look back up from looking down at the hand, the look in her eyes is more world-wise than a 19-year-old probably should be. Just for a second, before she then pulls you into a hug.
Okay. Once she's far enough away, I'll text the group. I might have an in to the facility, and then I text Ace by themselves. Let's meet here, and it'll be just a quiet kind of hole in the wall.
And while Ace makes their way over to Oscar, for those in Team Horse,
Team Lucifer, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Here, my brain supplied the full thing. Team Horseplay. There we go.
Team Horseplay. That's right. Horseplay. Gonna have good fun.
As
yes,
based on contacts, Lucifer's been seen in downtown.
Perfect.
So at the moment, are you all carpooling?
Yeah, I think we meet up at the bakery because S is picking up the croquembouche and Vray and Honey are going with her.
Hey Vray, this dessert was made and dusted and topped with chimerical sugar. So how does the sugar look different from regular sugar?
It's got like an iridescent hue.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's like sparkling rainbows.
Yeah.
It's like you took an opal and ground it up into sugar.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is a very purposeful, because it still looks like a croquembouche, but it's just extra,
It is so extra. It is an extra dessert with extra on top.
And by the way, ever since it was picked up, Jolly has just been humming "I Want Candy" on repeat. And he keeps like stealing glances at it, but he's behaving himself.
Oh, I'm sure Vray, as the consummate baker and hostess extraordinaire, has made some treats for Jolly.
Oh, yes, but still. It's a known thing. Many Chimera love sugar.
Oh, yeah.
It's...
And then S will just look at Jolly and be like, oh, you'll have to ask Lucifer if he'll share.
Oh, you know he won't. That's like telling a toddler, share if you want. You know they never want to share. They never
want to share. All right.
That's why I only take candies from babies. They can't argue.
S just gives him a dirty look.
And even goes, who's giving candy to babies?
That's what I'm saying. I'm doing them a service. Saving their little baby life.
S looks to Honey. You ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, she sends a text out real fast to Simon, and then she kind of puts it into her thing. I got the stuff with the dragon, so as we roll in to find out what's going on, I can drop by the dragon real fast, give him a thing, we can go.
Okay.
So this is I made sure this is all timed and everything.
Perfect.
So the engine can handle it. I can keep up with you.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, hey, S, Jolly will say. Just funny thought now that I think about it. What the fuck is the plan?
Intercepting, slowing down, throwing some cream puffs in his mouth as I tell him a story.
Did you ever play softball?
I'm good enough.
All right.
I did.
Okay, then you can toss the things in the mouth while I tell the story.
Oh, I would, but I don't have thumbs.
No, I pointed to Honey.
Oh. Well, she might have thumbs.
Yes, she has thumbs.
I
She
don't know
also
what
has
you're
big
talking
teeth.
I have a lot of
And
big things too.
You've been eaten by one red cap. You've been eaten by all red caps.
And you came out whole.
Wow.
Quicker trip than you'd think, really.
That's Kenneth. Damn. As they say, my mouth is better than some red caps. Damn, that's just mean.
Does Vray have assistance with getting it loaded into S's vehicle?
It's tricky trying to figure out if it's gonna fit all the way, but
your employees are doing the best they can to help and all that stuff as well. It's a lot of bitching back and forth, but it seems like they have things well in hand.
Awesome. So as soon as it gets loaded, she's gonna be like, okay, let's go, ladies.
All right. And once the fine French dessert is loaded up, the car is then headed on a course for downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar and Ace, where are you two meeting?
It's a quiet hole in the wall kind of bar. It's one that I think Oscar found in one of his meanderings when he was still amnesiac, trying to find his memories, and it just kind of feels like there's something wild about it, but it's just, I don't think he's ever seen more than 2 or 3 people in the bar, not counting the bartender. But there's always been this feeling of this is a good spot.
Is it like one of those dives that are always open and never seem to close no matter how few customers are in it?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. There's a dartboard that's skewed slightly. There's a one of those small bar billiard tables that only has the one cue.
Painted cinder block posing as brick.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Acid washed concrete floor.
Mm. Have you both ordered drinks? Which, by the way, it's not fancy drinks like you get at the Shelf. The Shelf is a more modern bar. This is a bar where people go to drink, and that's it.
This is a beer. This is a beer bar.
Yeah, Ace probably has a beer.
It's good beer. That is one thing I can always say about most of Denver. We have enough microbreweries that it's hard to find bad beer.
True. But I'll motion for Ace to join me. I wanted to ask 2 favors. One, I think is readily available to you. The second is why I feel like we need to build bridges.
Okay.
The first is that I'm going to trust you to sign me to learn my true name.
Sure.
So at the second is that you teach me how to name.
Yeah, I can try and teach you. I don't know. Even if you know someone, it's a hard art to learn.
Sure.
I only know it from a history and a legend, I guess.
And Ace, you would also, as a namer, you would know that teaching naming is harder than finding a namer, and that's already a task. So there are many who have tried, and it just does not stick to the person they're trying to teach. So make sure that he would know that going in.
Yeah. Some people never learn. I'll be honest with you. There's a reason why it's rare and why we're not a dime a dozen anymore.
Sure.
Or ever, really, I guess. I will certainly try, but I just want to make sure you know going in.
Also, I will pull out the sticker book and slide it to them. This is for Anne.
Thanks. I think she'll love it.
It was given to me, but I think she needs it more than me.
Yeah. I'm worried about her, obviously.
I would be too. You can't just punch the banality away.
Fortunately not. Storyteller. So we had talked about before how Ace was gonna try and do like some naming or like sensing the naming or name of their sister. Have they gotten any information from that?
It's I'm sorry. It's always just finding the right words to use for me.
Yeah.
The art is taking. You are making progress, but it's like trying to walk through frozen mud. It's a slog. But by Ace's estimations, it could take weeks, maybe months. Or there's a small horrific inkling that it could be a year, because sometimes powers and arts love to be poetically annoying like that. But something is holding. You're not coming back to find that you need to start over with her. But it's just a pain in the ass to get any consistent, steady progress.
Okay. Do I feel like that's just because of banality, or is there something else?
It's a good assumption would be the fucking banality, to be honest with you. It's just, you have to get through several layers of skin before you can inject any medicine, that sort of thing. So the naming is taking. It's just taking a long ass time.
Okay.
Or the seining, rather, as it were.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out, I don't know, any information at this point. Why do you want to learn naming?
There are 2 strengths to being a noble. One feels oppressive, which is what does she use? Sovereign. Naming is more useful. naming is benign. It's a trust between parties. I'm showing you that I trust you to know my true name. And as such, that creates bonds that even my oaths aren't stronger than.
I feel much like sovereign. It's in the user. Naming, I could do it without someone wanting to necessarily. I could rewrite someone's entire being to be exactly what I want them to be and under my control. When I know their true name, I will have that power over them, just like with Sovereign.
All right. But that's the kind of power that could rewrite a Dantean. Give someone a second chance.
Which does bring me to what I was going to say before I asked you.
Hmm.
There is one ability. I'm not even at that point in my naming yet where I can rewrite someone in their entirety. I can do something temporarily that could give you maybe an in, but I will teach you naming, but I do have a favor in return. You will want to do this though. We will need to go into the dreaming.
Okay.
We can seek out someone there, something there that also knows naming.
Okay.
And you'll have a second teacher. So might increase the odds of learning. B, I can learn that last bit, that last piece of the art where it's in its culmination.
Done.
And
No.
let's say that you aren't able to pick it up. I can still help you. You don't have to do it on your own.
Before we go, there is something that I do have to do on my own, and I'll go and grab a bottle of ketchup, a kind of one of those bar knives, and a slice of orange and a couple of cherries. I'll come back. I'll put the business card in the center of the table. I'll draw a ketchup pentagram. I'll put little cherries in the little triangular parts of the star. I'll put the card on top of the orange slice, and then I'll prick my finger and put a little drop of blood in each of the corners.
Okay.
And that will be my ritual and bunk for Soothsay.
Which soothsay ability you use?
3. I'm going to go straight for Tattletale, baby.
I sort of guessed.
Just picked it up. I'm going to fucking
All right. Please
try to
do a roll about it.
Yep.
Do I set the difficulty, or for Tattletale, is difficulty already set?
It just says that the realm used determines who or what becomes the focus of Tattletale. And dedicating a person or object as a focus requires some sort of ritual invocation, which may be improvised and differs from seer to seer, but is generally fairly obvious in intent. Take some fairly skilled trickery to make someone... Okay, so that's just if I want to hide it. It just says a dedication as a focus lasts for 1 day per success rolled. So I think it's just basic success.
Okay.
Basic difficulty.
And just because I think it's always good to know, what exactly is Oscar looking for with this Tattletale?
I'm looking at Leah's dad. That is the focus of my scrying.
Okay.
Is actor 2 enough?
Ooh. No. No, for this, you would need actor 5 because you've never met him.
Wow. Even with his business card?
You've heard his name. That's unfortunately not enough of a connection. Okay. So a point of glamour would need to be spent.
Gotcha. Yep, glamour. It's chimerical, so it doesn't use up any more glamour.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes.
Okay. And with the 3 successes,
Mhm.
we're going to transition back to horseplay real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
As you all are now in downtown proper, driving.
Mhm.
It's fairly slow day, not even that much traffic. You've picked an awkward time of day where there's not a lot of cars out,
Mhm.
which is technically the best time to drive.
Mhm.
Especially now that the snow is starting to clear up and all that stuff. Like the people can see the roads.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not just white powder anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not white powder. It would probably have been white compacted.
Yeah.
But no, plows have been working overtime, hauling ass, salting where needed, all that good shit.
Oh yeah, everybody's car has like this gray cast on it from the salt.
Hey, still better than however much snow keeping you from driving out of the parking spaces.
Question real fast. If we stop by to give the dragon the donuts, Honey wants to give S. It looks like 2 leather bands are well worn. And she's going to say, you might want to just please put these on for me.
And she will.
And I'd like what she does that to cast dragon scales on S.
Okay.
This is for protection. So what would you like me to roll?
Well, if you're doing the dragon scale shit here, sorry, there's a billion.
I mean,
fucking
worst
arts,
case, I
so
could
have
always
to-
do sticks and stones, but you know.
I got you. Hold on. All I have to do is that.
Because I basically
I've
have
got it.
story armor. I have plot armor.
You got plot armor, but this is the red cap saying, I got you.
I appreciate
But
the
this-
red cap doing that.
Okay. Realm use dictates for what is enchanted, you'll be using Fey. All
have that.
damage
3.
rolls against the subject protected against cantrip. Raise difficulty by 2. I'll be damned. Okay.
I got +2 armor, baby.
Dragon Scales is nice as fuck.
Yeah, I got +2
Not
armor.
wrong.
Oh, I see why it's nice as fuck, though. This cantrip lasts for 1 round per success.
Yeah.
Ineffective against attacks with cold iron. So I would say, honey, you can give those to her, and that can be your bunk ahead of time for it.
Yep.
You can roll, but it won't take effect because you won't do it until you actually get to whatever nonsense is going to happen with this demon horse.
That's fair. I just want to make sure that
Just
she's
so that
got
you're
it
not
and
using
taken
it
care of.
because rounds are super short.
Yeah. No. I want to make sure she's got it. We can do a roll, but I want to make sure she's good and protected because no red cap worth their salt's going to let their best friend go into a crazy ass adventure without some kind of armor and protection.
So that will be taken into account once the Lucifer shit starts.
Okay.
Speaking of,
Mm-hmm.
it's slow driving. You're in downtown,
Mhm.
even without traffic. You're not moving fast. Too many tight turns and everything. When off to the left, Esmeralda, left is the way to go.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, you all see a red chimerical light coming from the left.
Absolutely. And S will find a place to park.
Mm-hmm.
She will help everyone get the croquembouche out. And say,
It's a
okay.
little...
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. Yeah, I'm not going to have you guys roll to not break a display, but you get it out. It's a
Is
little
this
stressful.
like a side street or something? Like it isn't busy?
It's not the busiest, but
Okay.
it's downtown. Even downtown at its least busy is going to have a couple people.
Okay.
But the people that you're seeing are all just on the sidewalks walking. Like 2 people are down looking at their phones and one's just sort of like staring off into space. So
Okay.
it's not like everyone's the most attentive being right now.
Okay.
And the light is getting more and more intense. And you all are starting to hear a lovely mixture of a metallic sort of tinny echo and a really frightening dark whinny.
You know, and this is my bunk. I'm basically setting up the preface for the story.
I'm guessing you're turning to your audience.
Yes, the audience, as it were, and being like, so many people have forgotten the creation story of what they call Lucifer. And with that, I am going to initiate flickering firelight.
So you're going to get some narrative illusions up in this bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Now, I will admit, Tailcraft is not something that is used quite a lot, so I don't remember exactly
That's
how it
okay.
works.
So this cantrip snatches wisps of incidental chimera born from the audience, allowing the Aishu to create lighting and sound effects appropriate to the tale.
Okay.
So it's a setting device.
Okay, so you say Lucifer, and all the lighting around you becomes blue tinted, which is contrasting very noticeably with the red light.
Yes.
Fun fact for optics nerds, red and blue light do not always make purple.
And my intended audience is the chimera coming.
The chimera coming with glowing red fury in its eyes, as it is still full steam ahead, right? Are you all standing in the road?
I would say we are off to the side,
Okay.
but I have set the croquembouche on the hood of the car.
Okay. We're going to start off nice and simple.
But I do have to roll for my flickering firelights.
Certainly. And there's something else I'd like you to roll once you're done with that. If you could please give me... Are you just standing there, or are you trying to coax it?
Trying to draw its attention.
All right, then definitely you are going to be giving me... is this one of the editions where you have persuasion, or is it fucking expression? I can never remember. There's too many 20th anniversaries.
I'm sorry. I was reading what?
Sorry, I was just asking if this is a system with expression or persuasion.
Oh, expression.
Fantastic. If you could roll appearance expression.
I got 4 successes on my flickering firelights.
Beautiful.
And let me pull up what that does for you, because I have a little cheat sheet with all my arts on it. Okay.
Lovely.
So flickering firelights with 4 successes. I have exact reproductions down to the smallest details, spotlights, and highly specific sound cues are possible, as well as shifts in sound or lighting.
Congrats.
So
You are an entire movie set.
I'm entire movie set right now. And so I need to now roll what with expression?
Appearance.
Appearance. Ooh, all right. So
It's a-
I am
it's a
actually
funky
going,
one.
I have an appearance specialty, but oh God, both of them are good, but I know I can only use one. So I'm going to use my expression specialty of storytelling.
Sounds appropriate to me.
Let me get my Maraca of Death, because that is like one of my best fucking pools. All right. I will also burn a willpower for a success.
Okay. This is the true gaming. Just lots of clattering noise.
So that is 7 successes, because I had an exploding 10s.
Beautiful. Probably for all of you, the first time you have ever seen something like this. As Lucifer does something that he has not done in quite a while, which is something different. As you all suddenly, as S gets the horse's attention, and it is obvious, there is a flicker in the red glowing light. It didn't dim, but it was just almost like a small glitch in a power flow, as if something registered. And it does course correct. And then start digging its hooves into the asphalt on the road, like leaving physical grooves in this shit.
Does it seem is it doing that trying to slow down?
Yes.
Okay, good. Perfect. Perfect.
Well, it's aimed directly at you.
That's perfectly fine. She is bait.
And after a while, when it hits, there is now, it may have been asphalt, but there's stuff under asphalt. And it is a cloud of dust. You all can't see shit in front of you.
That's okay. She doesn't need to see it. Now she's going to do Murmur in the Crowd, which is her level 3 Tailcraft art. This after she would possibly read an audience, well, she already knew the fucking vibe of this creature. Okay, so she didn't need to read it. She just needed to distract it, get its attention, and now she's going to tell it exactly what it's going to feel. Because that's what Murmur in the Crowd does. It basically conveys emotion, passion, feeling that she intends through the telling of this story onto her audience.
Oh, it's like a proto summer. Interesting. Okay. And then standard roll for that one as well, I'm assuming?
It is art and realm. Yep.
Gotcha. And while you're rolling for that, going to real quick hop back to Oscar, as you had a small something, didn't you?
I did a tattletaling. I got 3 successes.
Ooh. And you were tattletaling it towards Dr. Cassius Wright, correct?
Yep. Leah's dad.
Okay. You are brought to a scene. There are 2 people walking down a very clinical hallway. One is a shorter woman. She looks maybe Madeline's age, maybe a little older.
I'm describing everything that I'm seeing out to Ace too, by the way.
Well, only like a little older though, like maybe a year or 2, early 20s. And she seems very different because they're walking down the hall, but it's from the perspective of towards you, but they never increase in distance. It's like a camera following them. And next to her is a man in his early 40s, mid 40s, somewhere in there. Stoic, dark brown hair, dull brown eyes, stern, not serious, but not. There's no expression to his expression. He just seems very focused on what he's currently doing. And he has in his hands a clipboard with several different things on it, which you can't see from this angle, of course. And you seem to have stumbled upon them mid-conversation. And furthermore, the last thing that we need is any more of them starting to have their delusions. And he'll like cut eyes to her like he's like someone who would discipline someone who's doing a bad job at something. You shouldn't be encouraging this. It's bad for them. I know. It's Doctor, they're so miserable here. I just want. Doesn't it feel like we should be warmer? Mm-hmm. Irrelevant at the moment. We can be warmer once we figure out what's causing it. And why some of their fucking hallucinations are coming to life, sir. Yes, I was there. Come on. We have a lot of work to do if we walk, and then you're pulled out of the mist and fog and back to yourself, Radari.
There's no way that I could have switched the camera angle to see the names on the clipboard?
Not at all.
Noted.
That's the problem with scrying. It's often a fixed point.
Yeah, I'll come back and I think they have them. And I think that that woman is a key to help us getting in.
I definitely agree. I do wonder if we got that ability, Oscar, we could make it warmer. We could we could do more than that. I don't know if we'd be able to do more than that. Theoretically, we could, but warmer is something we might be able to do. An atmosphere.
With us and the rest of them hunting down the horse, I don't know of a stable place that we can go into the dreaming.
I mean, this is something we probably want to talk to them too anyway. I mean, also, we heard the message S got about the dreaming. They all might want to go anyway.
No.
As this is mentioned, we return to a cloud of dust.
I
As what
got
you got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. My little cheat sheet only goes up to 5 successes.
Okay.
So with Murmur in the crowd, it projects the emotional response inspired in the audience. On the 5 success rating, it says it's a lasting impression. Even bitter enemies are moved. The passion gradually fades away over the course of an hour after the performance.
Okay.
So I imagine with 6, it might last a little longer.
Just a skosh.
Just a skosh.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's going into this tale about how Luis Jimenez was an amazing sculptor that loved horses more than anything. That he fulfilled his life's dream when he bought a horse with money he earned as an artist. And when he was commissioned to make a herd of stampeding buffalo, he declined and suggested a Mustang, a symbol of the wild and free West, a symbol of freedom, and an animal with the long history of far-reaching travel. Something particularly I'm fond of. And she tells this story of how this creature, this sculpture, was this overwhelming dream of the artist, and how he became so enraptured with its creation that he became reckless to the point of endangering himself. That it was not the Mustang's fault. The artist grew careless. It was a horrible accident. That the horse was not a monster, but the most beautiful dream ever dreamt. And she has tears in her eyes as she's telling this story.
It's at this point that the dust clears. Took it a long damn time. And there is, standing there, staring at you all, an enormous metallic blue horse. Its eyes glowing red, as glowing red tears trail down from it.
She approaches the horse with a cream puff. She holds it out to him and says, "Thank you for listening to my story."
And with the exhale, it's as if wind is passing through sheet metal. Before its teeth, which as it leans forward, you see are very normal horse's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
As it takes the whole cream puff, chews a few times, swallows.
She gently strokes its snout as it does so. "You are the most beautiful dream I've ever seen."
blinks a few times. And you know that thing horses do where they just sort of lean their whole face against someone?
Mm-hmm. And as he does that, she just strokes
glowing
it.
Tears staining her clothes.
Absolutely.
The glow is the thing that's staining, not the color.
You may have the rest of the treat if you wish.
To which there is a small whisper of, if you're willing to send one a goat's way, though.
And then if it does eat, after it's finished eating, she will...
Oh, yeah, it eats. Yeah. Definitely.
And she will ask, will you allow me to ride you?
Shakes his head a few times to clear some static. Looks at you.
I will not tame you. You are freedom incarnate. I, as an Aishu, value that above all else.
Tucks his head under, and with just his neck muscles alone, picks Esmeralda up onto his back. And then there is a voice that echoes. The lips don't move, but you all can tell that the voice would be echoing from about the chest up towards the mouth. Hold on. And the eyes will blaze once again.
And she grabs onto the horse's mane.
All right,
oddly enough,
let's go.
Despite being metal, feels like actual horsehair.
Yeah, of course it does. And she is just beaming.
And Lucifer is waiting and looks at the other two.
They will follow.
Honey's on her bike. She's grabbing Vivari. Let's go.
And actually, S throws down her keys to Vivari and says, drive my car.
Just before something very violent happens, Lucifer does look at you, Vray. You smell of sugar.
She's a baker. Do not eat her. Otherwise, there's no more treats.
Never eat the baker.
That's right.
Always eat the bakee. And he takes off running. And hey, Esmeralda. This will be the last thing that happens this episode.
Okay.
If you could please roll me stamina athletics.
Phew, okay. Spend a willpower for that.
Yes, as you probably should.
That is 3.
Yeah, by the time it's over.
Oh, she's wore out.
Yes, your hair is windswept.
Oh, yeah.
You do have debris stuck in it as well. And probably the worst part, it was so fast you couldn't properly blink, so your eyes are so dry. So fucking dry.
But go ahead.
And as you dismount, he gives one last acknowledgement.
And she thanks him wholeheartedly and says, thank you, Blue Mustang. Remember what you are. And she just strokes the snout again.
And he turns and starts walking away. Cantering, really. And he says one last thing before getting out of earshot. Next time you want this, catch me. And then he takes off running.
And she just laughs with pleasure.
And yeah, I think I'm wrapping up the episode there. For those who remotely participated in that, refill any glamour.
I imagine
come
as
on.
S was riding through the city, there's literally Kith that got some replenished glamour. She is.
Welcome to a lesser known way to get glamour, which is accomplishing really insane shit.
Mhm,
I don't remember the exact term, but I know there's like an actual glamorous term for it.
mhm.
And yeah, you all have gotten some juicy info this episode. You've ridden a demon horse who, by the way, now that you have knocked him out of some bullshit, still a demon horse, but now he's other things as well.
Exactly.
Which means that some other dreams may start shifting as well. We shall see if this has any repercussions in other ways. So yes, thank you all for tuning in to Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass. Once again, I am Maddox, joined by a cast that spoils me fucking rotten for story. I have no trouble with this game ever when I need to plan it. It's really nice. And yeah, I will pass it over to our lovely Mama McStabber for a Mama Mc outro.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And if you would like to chat with us after stream, we are available in the Discord. Join us there. And we also do our casting calls. Oh, there it is. Okay. The bot was a little slow to respond. We also do our casting calls there. And right now there is an open casting call for Call of Cthulhu. London Esoteric Society is coming back. So you need to be part of our Discord community if you want to potentially play in games with us, because we post them there as casting calls, and you have to respond by DM to the GM or storyteller that has posted it and do the application process for games. So make sure you're part of our community. And we occasionally do some Zoom hangouts when we're not streaming games on Friday and Saturday evenings. When we have a break from those, we'll probably do another Zoom hangout. So yeah, join us there. Also, our alerts alert when we stream, when we post our videos on YouTube, and also when our friends stream. So speaking of which, we are going to go to the YouTube next. So if you would like to catch back episodes of this stream or any other stream that we currently have running on this channel, you can check out our YouTube. We have over 5 years of content there covering World of Darkness and other games as well. Tons of TTRPGs for your viewing pleasure. We also have London Esoteric Society has their own YouTube page where Tis has posted her D&D 5e campaign, Ishvel, that was run with us and has concluded. And also where Call of Cthulhu, London Esoteric Society has been posted, and 7th Sea is posted over there as well in its entirety of its 3-session game that she ran recently. So yeah, go check out those channels, give them a subscribe. It's free on YouTube. And if you're viewing any videos or content there, make sure that you are liking and commenting. The two combined help with the algorithm. So make sure you click the like button and do a comment. So that way we are boosted, because I'm gonna tell you, long form videos do not get the algorithm hits that they used to, because now YouTube is promoting the shorts. And literally that's the way to boost us, so that when people search for TTRPG content, they find us. So we appreciate that. And of course, also give some love to our friends. If I can type. There we go. All right. So first up, Junie Von Esch, what you got going on?
I strangle yarn, and I strangle yarn for stuff, for shows and all that other stuff. Like this guy who will be seen tomorrow on Rav's stream. Why? Because he's cute, adorable, and Rav said, why not? So here we are.
Awesome. And that leads us to Ravnos Archon. What you got going on?
Oh, hello, everybody. I do TTRPG stuff on my own channel. I got 2 mini-series that are going to kick us off after our winter break back into our regularly scheduled programming. But tomorrow I will be doing the first of 4 episodes of Wander Home, which is the cutest fucking game I've ever seen. Diceless system, so I'm excited about that. And you can catch me here every Wednesday on every one of the World of Darkness streams that I've unfortunately become part of, for all of you having to see my face once a week. And on Friday, I will be a special guest for Kansas City.
All right. Mischievous Red, what you got going on?
I stream sometimes on my own channel at Mischievous Red when life permits. I was going to stream last weekend, but my mic broke. But I will be streaming this coming weekend, and it'll be craft stuff, likely mini painting.
Awesome. Awesome. And of course, check out Rerolls. He does TTRPG stuff on his channel. I believe they're going to be starting up in February with some new content, so check them out. And DM Daddy RPG is where you can catch Gen of Thieves playing and running games. Yeah. So go give them some love too from the McStabbers. And of course, if you want to get some studio merch, there's a link right there to our Zazzle store. That Zazzle store is not something that we heavy promote, but if you're interested in any studio merch, that's where you can find it. Make sure you're signed in because we do have some things I've had to rate as adult because Zazzle has certain rules on swear words, like our Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would Camp Counselor t-shirt. So make sure you're signed in so that you can see all of the stuff that we have on sale there. And if you would like to support this amazing crew of players here, you can do so by showing your biddies. Show us your biddies. Show them, because we distribute bits and donations to our cast of our shows. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing here on Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You might consider giving that to us, or you can donate by buying Mama a coffee. Go to our Ko-Fi page and you can donate directly to the studio without Twitch taking half. So because Twitch is a terrible pimp. So literally, you can do those options if you would like to support the studio. But a free way to support the studio, as I mentioned above, is by going to the YouTube channels associated with the studio, both the McStabber Studios and the London Esoteric Society, subscribing, and any videos you watch, make sure you like and comment. We do respond to comments, y'all. We do. If you have questions, ask. We'll respond to them. If you have just comments on them, you're going to get some likes and loves from us, okay? Because we appreciate you doing that. And so, yeah. So coming up over the next week, what we got? A little less than what we had, but not less by far. So tomorrow, we have Delta Green, 8 p.m. Eastern. Timber Brad's running that. Yeah, think X-Files crosses with Call of Cthulhu, y'all. What was that, Red?
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
You said X-Files and Call of Cthulhu, and my brain just said, so X-Files.
Well, X-Files was mostly aliens, okay? So
True.
Yeah, so definitely check that out tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then on Friday, as Rav has mentioned, he's going to be a special guest. We have our Kansas City A Domain Divided V5 VTM Chronicle running. Yep, you can see right in that with me. And Ravnos Archon there is going to be in it. He plays my character, Katerina Rakoczy's lovely brother, Rurik Rakoczy. That's actually a lore character. You can look that up.
Don't worry, the Rakoczys have no issues whatsoever.
Oh, no family drama. It's a lovely family. Yeah, so that's at 8 p.m. on Friday. And I'm sure it'll be fine, especially considering his sister just rolled up through Nos domain right into the heart of the Sabbat domain and fucked up their shit. After misdirecting them all.
What? The Sabbat doesn't have good security? No.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's going to be fine. It'll be fine. And then Saturday, we do not have a double feature on Saturday. Tiss is taking a break after finishing up 7th C. So at 8 p.m. Eastern, Junie here is going to be storytelling myself, Maddox, and others at the table for Chicago Hidden City. Yep. 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. We've just taken out the fucking Church of Cain in Joliet. We have handed over Joliet to Thin Bloods and Kaitif because they were the ones being run out of there by the Church of Cain. That was their home. We gave them their home back. And now we'll see where we go from there. Yeah. And then Wednesday, we are back here for Changeling. Stained glass. Yeah. 8 p.m. Eastern.
this episode just shows that even when things are banal as all get out, there's still glamour.
Changelings will find a way. Especially a reckless fucking Aishu that's like, I can't deal with all this banal shit. I have to do something crazy.
Changelings will find a way. The way may be paved with dynamite and firecrackers, but it's a way.
It's a way. Or a giant blue demon horse,
That could have trampled, and I won't even lie to you, its hooves do deal ag.
Yeah, no, it could have seriously hurt her. Thank God, she's really good at storytelling.
Yes, if not for the fact that you are an Ishu, that probably would have at least spelled a hospital visit.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, that was brilliant. But yeah, so thank you all. But lastly, I'm going to tell you, please, we play games as a form of escapism, y'all. It helps. It's a little bit of self-care, really. Okay? And self-care is very important, especially if you are currently struggling. So please make sure you take time for yourself. Please. Please. And if you are currently in crisis, right now in chat, you will find a list of organizations that you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if those organizations do not suit your needs, or you are watching on YouTube, or you are outside of the US, please go to findahelpline.com. There you can look up by your location to find the resources available to you for crisis support. And it covers over 140 countries. Please get the help you need. If you are in crisis, you do not have to suffer through it alone. There are those that want to help you. Utilize it, please. And also, I'm on McStabber, I'm a registered nurse, and I'm going to say things are already getting fucked. Our federal health organizations have basically been put on silence orders. So they're not even able to communicate with outside providers or facilities or anything like that about any kind of outbreaks, any kind of issues, any new developments. Yeah, that's wonderful. Please take care of your health. It's going to be real fucking important as we go into this new administration. Because don't trust the government's going to take care of it for you. That's where we are. And lastly, I'm going to say, if you helped usher in this administration by voting for the felon in chief, if you voted third party as a protest, or you abstained when you were perfectly capable of going and voting or voting absentee or whatever, go to hell. Go to fucking hell. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Said with all sincerity. Have a good night, everyone.